let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go. 6. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up, and let's go.
Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you here on a Wednesday. The week's flying right on by. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app, and the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like this video, start leaving your comments, and, of course, you can also follow us on our social media channels, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Good morning there, Ross Peterson. What's going on there, buddy?
Buddy. I love it. Love waking up with you. The photo pops up this morning, and right away I'm like, he's going to keep it up there longer. He looks good. Watch the photo, and but you didn't. If I were you, I would. If I were you, I'd keep that photo up there. I will tell you, I started doing push-ups and squats again this morning.
Oh, did you? You took the Tyler Kluver workout? Did you call Tyler Kluver and say, hey, we need to start doing a workout again?
Do you know that I did that? Do you know that
yes.
I didn't call him. I just reached out to him on Twitter one time. He sent out a tweet that was like, basically, come on, get active. Just start doing push-ups and squats. You just do body squats. And do a couple of those a day, and you'll be amazed at what you do. Chris Shipley had the same thing happen. Saw the exact same tweet and was like, all right, I'm getting busy. And I didn't stick to it, but I did it for a long time. I did feel great. It helped me get ready for the Camino and do all that stuff. I mean, so I need to do something. So there we go. Something. That's my way of saying you look.
Are you
a
planker?
Good.
Can you plank?
I used to plank. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. Not for long.
I must not have been planking right, because I'm like, I can plank for like 5 minutes. This is easy. I must have been planking wrong. There's no way I could plank for 5 minutes.
No way. That's one of those Guinness World Records.
How long can you plank?
Yeah, I wonder what that is. What do you think it is? Take a guess.
Oh, the world record for planking is probably more than what we think, just based off of, you have some extreme workout people out there.
Oh, my God, dude. The current record for the longest abdominal plank for a woman is 4 hours, 30 minutes.
Oh, my God.
For a man, it's 9 hours, 38 minutes. A dude planked for a work day.
9 hours is for the men? 4 hours for the women?
Yeah.
That's actually a wider gap than I thought it would be. 9 hours. Do they bring you like a drink with a straw?
I don't know. There's videos of it. You can watch Donna Jean Wild of Canada break the female record at 4 hours, 30 minutes, 11 seconds.
I would rather watch paint dry than watch somebody break a world record for planking.
By the way, got some fun news about tomorrow's world record attempt. We're going to smash that.
Poland, we're coming for you. We are invading Poland when it comes to scratch-off tickets tomorrow.
Taking it, bringing it home. We did get we were able to pull off the Iowa Lottery as being awesome partners. So,
well, it's funny, but we might as well have the on-air business or off-air business on
the
air.
We said yesterday we forgot to get Mick a ticket.
So Mick was wondering how we're going to get it. He's like, can I pick him up at Ross's office on my way? Because he's coming from Boone.
Okay.
And where do I pick these up? And I go, I don't know the answer to that.
We'll figure that out. It's funny because Matt was in. I wish I'd have known that. That's funny. Matt was in Boone, I think.
Oh, was he really?
All right. We'll figure it out. We'll either have Mick swing by the office, but I just wrote to him and said, we got this one listener who's been an extra special ambassador to us. Travis and I meant to save him a ticket, and of course, in the hustle and bustle of the fair and trying to race out and get to a bunch of meetings, we forgot about it. So Matt was excellent, said absolutely, and appreciated the time on the air with us.
Okay, so you were mentioning, we were talking about the planks and 9 hours. I wonder if the guy just said, you know what, I'm going to fall asleep, therefore I have to give up. Because I mean, once you hit 9 hours, there's no way you're feeling any pain. I wouldn't think you'd feel any pain, or even like stress on the abdominal stuff. So my question to you, Joe Woodley yesterday mentioned 2-a-day practices. Now I played high school football. That's as far as I went in high school football. But the worst exercise I ever did happened in 2-a-days in high school football. And they would have us lay on our back, and we would have to take with legs straight, take the feet with your toes straight up in the air, 6 inches off the ground, and hold it.
Oh, yeah. Leg lift.
Hated that.
Yeah.
That was the most
it's
brutal
amazing
exercise.
How those little tiny exercises are so hard. Like planking. Planking is laying down, but the other way. You're laying down, you're just on your elbows. It's not hard. Then you do it and you're like, why? Your body's shaking. Why is it so hard? Yeah, and you're laying down and you're like, oh, God, this is relaxing. All right, now just lift your ankles about 6 inches off the ground. Oh, those are what abs are. Oh.
You're like, it's like, is this a contraction? What is this happening to me? This is no fun.
This is a contraction.
And then they would, you'd hold it there for as long as you could. Then they'd try to have you raise your feet to 90 degrees and then bring it back down and hold. And you're like, oh,
dude, I can't. If I raise my ankles at all off the ground, I have to bend my knees bend. You know what I mean? Like if I try to touch my toes, people are always like, well, keep your knees straight. Yeah, I can't.
It's physically impossible for me
to do so.
It's physically
impossible. Dude, I rode the big slide at the fair the other day with Audrey.
Yeah.
I'm too old for the big slide, man. Getting down and sitting on that hard slide in that position with my legs out in front of me. That right there, uncomfortable. I'm like, oh man, this doesn't feel good. And then you start to go down the hill and you're going like this. Well, every time you hit one of the things, it's like a compression. You know what I mean?
And you have a bad tailbone anyway.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the pain you got. You get done. You're like, oh, and then you hit the creases where they put the slide together. It's like, boom, 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 boom.
And you're also dealing with the instant mental realization that you're too old for a freaking slide. It's like, this sucks. I don't like this.
So are you like that when you go to Adventureland and get on a roller coaster and stuff? I love roller coasters, but I'm getting to the point like I don't know if I want to get on anymore. Just because you do just feel too damn old.
I am. I've had the motion sickness thing. The last time we went to Adventureland, we were headed towards the Tilt-A-Whirl, and I had that feeling of like God was in my head saying, "You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this." And we're walking towards it, and Audrey says, "Dad, if you don't want to ride this one, you don't have to. I can ride this one alone. I'll be on the bench."
Gonna grab me some popcorn. I'm gonna go get myself a Atlantic Coca-Cola bottling Coke.
Give me a Fresca.
Speaking of Atlantic Coca-Cola bottling, I don't drink pop anymore. And when we were talking to him, I told him I don't drink pop. Well, when I was down in Mississippi and we were on a trip, I was kind of thirsty, and I grabbed a Coke Zero, Ross. Oh my, that's 0 sugar, zero calories, zero carbs. If you haven't tried the Coke Zero yet, I highly recommend the Coke Zero. I was a little nervous going, there's no way this is going to taste like Coke. But they said, hey, this could be the best Coke ever. And I was absolutely amazed at how good the Coke Zero was. If you haven't tried the Coke Zero, I actually had 2 bottles. I was like, damn, this is really good. And I went back and, small town Mississippi, I had to go to the store. So I ended up at the Dollar General. because what town doesn't have a Dollar General, right? And so I'm like, oh, there's a Coke Zero. And I'm like, I'm going to have another one. My wife's like, 2 pops? Like, oh, it's like my first 2 pops in like 5 years. I'm like, this is really good.
I feel like I had a pop. I feel like I had a drink of a pop the other day, or I had a pop. I didn't have a full pop. I haven't had a full pop in years. But yeah, I've tried the Coke Zero. Pop's just not for me. I think it's the syrup.
Yeah,
that's what I don't like. That's maybe it's something different in the Coke Zero. I don't know. It's not for me.
And that's why
even carbonation's not for me, because even the Fresca, like last night, we got done with dinner. I kind of had like charcuterie type of thing for dinner last night. So I'm standing there. I'm like, man, I just need something. And they gave me a 12-pack of Fresca. Cracked one of those open, man. Like 2 sips of that was enough. I'm like, that's like refreshing. Anyway, that Coke commercial.
We were talking about the exercises. You seem like the type of kid, though, when you were at Hyatt and when you were at the East, that you were one of these kids that, I'm going to brag on myself. I was a halfway decent athlete, right? Yeah. I mean, I excelled at baseball. I was decent at basketball. I was an okay football player, but I got to play 4 different sports at Tri-Center Neal. I was a good athlete.
You were a quarterback?
I was a quarterback. I mean, that's a very good one.
But that's all right. That's indicative that you were one of the best athletes in your class.
My senior year, I won best athlete for my class.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got a little trophy downstairs, a little Trojan, best athlete, 1999.
Will that be on display? And if I had it,
I don't know if I'll display that or not.
I've got 2 trophies I should probably have on display. One is the 2004 Clear Channel MVP. That's right. I was Employee of the Year at the radio station 21 years ago. And then I got fired twice.
That's what they do to Employees of the Year. But you seem like the type of kid, and there's a difference between athletic ability, being able to perform on a sport or on a field or on a court, and the exercises. You seem like the type of kid that excelled at the Presidential Physical Fitness Test.
I have the Presidential Academic Fitness Award from when I was a kid.
So, I mean, with your light body, you were probably one of those guys that did a lot of pull-ups.
I could do pull-ups when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, not
me. Me and my buddy Johnny Kurtz. Johnny was a little bit smaller than me, a little bit lighter than me. But I just remember when Johnny jumped up on the pull-up bar, I was like, oh, he's like ripping those out.
What were the exercises you had to do? Like when I was growing up, it was the shuttle run, it was pull-ups, it was sit-ups, it was the 600-yard dash. Couldn't do a 400, couldn't do a 200. We had to go 600. Was there 5 or 6 different exercises?
I know the one you're missing, and it's almost like you intentionally left it out so that I had to be the one to say it, because it truly is the one. I could do the pull-ups. I was athletic enough to do. I was fast enough to do the running. I would exceed every one of the metrics that they wanted for you to exceed, right? Except for that damn sit and reach, dude.
Oh, sit and reach. And wasn't there the standing long jump? Didn't you have to do the standing long jump?
Yeah, broad jump was easy too. So broad jump. Yeah, you had to broad jump like 3 feet.
Listen, I was a huskier kid, okay?
Oh, getting off the ground. The broad jump was tough for you.
Yes. All of it was tough for me. I was okay on the shuttle run. 600-yard dash, I was like, yeah, I could go 200, maybe 300, but then I'd run out of gas.
Yeah, I remember the mile. I feel like we did the mile, or was that just a gym class thing?
No, they may have gone to a mile later on. Yeah. You're younger than I am.
Yeah.
For me, it was the 600-yard dash.
I don't remember how many there were, Trav, but I remember the pull-ups. I remember that being you nailed it. Like point of pride for me. Like, man, I was good at the pull-ups when I was a kid. We're talking like 5th grade, right? 4th, 5th grade, something like that.
You usually did the test 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and you get a little.
At that point, I still was
badge.
At that now, you were lucky enough to still be an athlete in high school, be a quarterback, be a pinch runner as a freshman on the varsity baseball team. I know you joke about that. That's an accomplishment. You're a freshman on the varsity baseball team, and they're putting you in the game. That means,
and we won a state title that year.
And you did that in the state championship, right? You were a pinch runner. It's that. I mean, come on.
No, let's be honest here. I wasn't a pinch runner. I was a courtesy runner.
That's even a step up.
It is because I got to run every time the pitcher or catcher got on base.
As a freshman, they were like, this kid can fly. He might be fat, but he can fly.
And I wasn't fat in high school. I was huskier in grade school. Once I got to 7th grade, I kind of slimmed down a little bit. But I look back at that now and go, I wonder how mad the pitcher and catcher were that they got pulled and weren't able to run the base. Because they're seniors.
Were you faster?
Yeah.
Then they weren't mad at all. I would hope not. I would hope that their attitude was like, are we going to win? I'm the starting pitcher. I really want to win. I'm the starting catcher. I'm slow. Yeah, let me get my gear on. I don't know. Have you ever asked him?
No, I haven't seen any of those guys since they graduated and since I graduated. And now that my mom's dead, I have zero reason to go back out there.
I just hit my athletic peak much later in life. So, like, my second trophy that I'm super proud of is the 2024 Kevin Lundberg Pins and Aces trophy. Last year, my buddy Scott and I walked away with one of the most prestigious two-man golf tournament trophies in Central Iowa. And that felt good. $25,000 check in hand
from Walmart, wasn't it? Was it a Walmart check?
Yeah. Yeah, not necessarily payable to anybody or, but I've got one. I got a big check that says $25,000.
Boom. Right there.
So that was it. In high school, my athletic accomplishments, like my sophomore year, I've joked about this, but it's true. It's 100% true. I led the team in batting average. I hit 500 over the entire season my sophomore year. I was 3 for 6. I had like 17 sacrifice bunts.
On the JV team, though, right?
That was sophomore, on the sophomore team. I don't remember my junior year. I played JV, and I don't remember much about that year.
I know you have a lot of East Side pride, which you should. You're proud of your alma mater. Is there a part of you that ever wishes, boy, I wish I would have went to a school like Tri-Center Neola that, where you most likely would have played, would have started, would have gotten valuable time? No. Trav, I feel like I got those lessons that I was supposed to get from sports. At some point in time, the realization was going to set in that I was not an athlete. Luckily for me, it kind of happened early on. I mean, 12, 13, 14, I'm looking around going, okay, guys are getting way bigger, way stronger than me. They're way more athletic. I have horrible eyesight. Outside of all of that, I'm a fantastic athlete. I was a good teammate. And I guess I just kind of focused on having fun and learning all of the other lessons of being on a team and being around other people and all that. I've never once thought to myself, man, I wish I would have gone to like, Sadell. Good pick there. That's a place. That's a good spot. Wish I'd have gone to some other schools that I could have played. I never did have that thought. Hell, back when you were growing up, Bondurant Farrar was probably a small school. That's a good point. I had friends that were out there. I love that place. I mean, yeah, most of the Carlisle, all of those would have fit into that category at that time. Indianola was a different beast. Indianola had the Grips. They had the Blakes. They had Jay Sirianni. And so they had some dudes down in Indianola. And Ankeny was the same way. Ankeny had Todd Sears and a bunch of guys up there that were so they were the Todd Sears line. I covered Todd Sears. He played at Nebraska. He played baseball. He was one hell of a baseball player. He was one hell of a basketball player too. He was a great athlete. And then Ryan Sears, also from Ankeny, played at Creighton, and he was part of one of Dana Altman's first recruiting classes. Ended up being one hell of a player at Creighton. Yeah.
So that I never did think. I just didn't have those delusions of, if I could just get my opportunity. You know what I mean? I was happy to have a uniform. I mean, I know that sounds corny, but I was that kid. I was aware enough to go, okay, I'm the 12th best guy on the JV team. Glad to be here.
But you brought up a good point, and that is the lessons of sports. And this is why I think this is why we're attracted to sports, why we talk about sports, because you can bring sports into any aspect of your life, business, personal. It's what you learn during those interactions, being on a team, conflict resolution. You're not going to get along with everybody on your team. Teamwork, collaboration, working together. That's what I love about sports. You know, the X's and O's. I'm not a big X's and O's guy. I could never be a coach. That's not my strong point by any means.
Yeah. And it was I always liked people, you know that. And so that was, to me, it was more of the camaraderie and being on a team. It's such a corny thing, but that's the truth of how my athletic ability. I remember winning a game my sophomore year with a bunt. Again, these aren't, I wish some of these were stories I was making up. And that was a cool moment of, like, you know, a walk-off win for us. Everybody's celebrating. That was neat. Other than that, dude, athletic accomplishments.
I mean, if you want to display a bunting, you go to a batting cage with Ross, and he'll teach you how to lay one down. He will teach you. Even today, he's scared to get on the tilt-a-whirl. He doesn't want to get on the tornado anymore, but he will get into a batting cage, and he'll properly lay down a bunt. It's a good skill to have. Good skill to have.
I'd do it. I'd get out there. Sure.
I know you were busy yesterday. Did you go to Willis and get your license plate light?
Dude, it's a bigger change than I ever would have feared that would be. They had to change the entire wiring housing. So something else had gone. It wasn't just the bulbs that were bad. That's why it was. So they still have it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They give you a loaner car?
I had Courtney come pick me up because she had the day off and was in the area. So she brought me home and worked on got the first coat done on Audrey's room. So today I'm going to finish that. So what else? I feel like I accomplished a lot yesterday. I had a busy day.
Are you rolling the room, or did you rent a sprayer to where you're just
nope, rolling it,
and
let Audrey got like the little edger tool thing, and then let Audrey do as much around the taped off everything, and then let Audrey use the edger around the tape to kind of do around the windows, and then I let her roll when she wanted to. But man, you forget how, like, that's hard for a little kid.
Oh yeah, and
it's
you load
hard.
it up with paint, gets kind of heavy.
And you like put it against the wall, and yeah, so that was fun she had fun with it. We enjoyed it. And then last night was meet the teacher. We got to go to her school, which I love, Audrey's school. So that was fun to walk around there and see everybody again. And Friday's her first day.
You know, I know this is a long ways off. You know, of course, your son goes to Roosevelt. Like, if she's in this academy, is there a high school that she goes to?
Right now, so she's in fourth grade. The Science Academy goes through fifth grade. But when she started, she was in second grade, and it only went through third grade. So every year, they're adding that new curriculum in that new year. And their plan is to take that group right now that's fifth graders and make them their first graduating class. So if
they want to make a high school out of it,
they want to make a high school out of it. Yeah. The principal even talked to me at the end of last year. She's like, Ross, how do we play sports? Start thinking about how we get involved. Who do we play in sports? How do we make a sports team? How do we create an athletic department? I'm like, damn, they're going to do this. Dude, I've told you the last couple of years she was on a coding team. She's in fourth grade. Last year, she got second in the nation in a coding contest. Now, so code and Eli, the other day, we was reading an article about how coding is going to be a thing of the past because AI, that's a job that AI is going to take today. But so I showed up yesterday at school and we're talking like, oh yeah, we got this new teacher. She's got this amazing background in drones. So we're going to get the kids, we're going to get the 4th and 5th graders involved in drone technology.
Get out there and fly. Drones are great. We got them at work. I've flown them, but the stupid thing is the government rules when it comes to drones and the stupid license they want you to have to become FAA certified. And it's just like, really, a 5-year-old can go fly a drone and probably do it better than most adults. But you want them to take an FAA
if we're going to
exam.
if we're going to have drone photos done for a real estate property, what is it, Travis? Within a mile of the airport?
Well,
one of the questions they ask you when you go to book your drone videos is this property within a certain proximity of the Des Moines International Airport?
Well, and if they are FAA licensed, they can still fly within that vicinity. They just got to let the tower know they're going to be up in the air, and they can only go up 400 feet, I believe it is the maximum they can go up. Otherwise, if you're licensed, I believe you can go up to 1,000 feet, which, again, there's no real reason to go up to 1,000 feet. I mean, that's really high. Yeah. So, the wonderful worlds of drones. 515-517-2303 is the number to call. Just a quick reminder, the Black and Gold Rush is coming up. 2 weeks from Saturday will be our first Black and Gold Rush show following the Iowa-Albany game. That's a 5 o'clock game, so we'll probably hit the air right around 8 o'clock at night. Just to let you know, so if you're going to be in Iowa City driving back, or if you're just going to watch the game and want to listen to something right after the game, the Black and Gold Rush is on Saturday. 2 weeks from Saturday as Iowa kicks off the season. Speaking of Black and Gold Rush, you can go to therushradio.com, click on the merch tab, and you can get yourself a Black and Gold Rush shirt. That's right. What I'd love nothing more, Ross, is for Bill Blank to purchase a shirt and then wear that to the game and then get the Black and Gold Rush on TV. That would be awesome.
Two things. Number one, we're going to have to make a jersey.
Oh, because he's only a jersey guy?
He's going to wear a basketball jersey. Number two, we're going to have to give it to him.
Jeez. Last time I saw him at the Funny Bone, I paid to get in. Does that count?
Well.
But again, that Black and Gold Rush shirt, and I learned this yesterday because I actually bought myself a Black and Gold Rush shirt yesterday. When you hit on that, if you want a different option of shirt, you kind of hit the style thing, and I got a tri-blend, which is super soft, so you don't have to get the one that just comes with it. There are other options, and there's a lot of stuff up there. Let's Make a Lemonade shirt. It's 25 shirt, and now the Black and Gold Rush shirt at therushradio.com. Just click on the merch tab. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
I love working with guests because I'm a people person. I love helping solve issues.
I like working with guests is the little conversations you have back and forth prior to what you recommend. People from other parts of the United States, you know.
All the guests are super nice. They're very friendly.
Just meeting new people along the way, I think it's kind of fun.
My favorite part working about Willis is the environment. I love all my coworkers.
The cars we see here, I'm a very, I like the old vintage cars that we get.
Honestly, I just love the culture here. I love that it feels like it's a family-run company, because it is.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Quick reminder to pump it up with Unleaded 88. It's cheaper, cleaner, and a greener fuel choice, making it a clear winner at the pump. So pump it up with Unleaded 88. Brought to you by the Iowa Corn Growers Association. Go to iowacorn.org. That's iowacorn.org. Coming up at 7 o'clock, Brooks Reynolds going to be checking in from the Iowa State Fair at JR South Pork Ranch. Fair still moving along. Going to be a beautiful day to go to the fair, by the way. It's supposed to only be like a high of 82, 83 degrees. Perfect day to go to the fair.
Man, besides a little bit of rain, it's been pretty good for the fair. We haven't had those sweltering hot days. It's been warm. There's been a couple days where it's been muggy and that, but I'm excited to talk to Brooks to kind of, he can give us that comparison of how many people have been through. Are we going to get north of 1 million people again? I feel like that's become like the norm.
That's the benchmark now, right? 1 million people is the benchmark.
Yeah, it used to be that was like the goal. And now I think they've got it down to it's like, nah, we get over 1 million.
And take Ross's advice, take my advice. If you're going to the fair, use the park and ride. Go to the Iowa State Capitol, go to Southeast Polk High School, and just hop on the bus. It's easy, it's cheap, and it makes life a lot easier. Trust us when we say the park and ride is the way to go. Ross, you a big Venmo guy? You a big Venmo guy? Do you use Venmo?
Yeah, I use Venmo. I've got a couple of different electronic payment apps. Venmo is one. I mean, it's like PayPal, Cash App.
Well, because Venmo and PayPal are one and the same now, right? I think PayPal.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay,
yeah, you can still run PayPal the same way you used to, but I think PayPal now owns Venmo.
Okay,
I've never used Cash App. I do use Venmo. I Venmoed Owen $200 yesterday, so I use it. I sent Mary some money earlier, but you got to be careful when it comes to Venmo, because Venmo, if you follow along when you log into your app, you'll notice it's also like a social media feed. And that when you give somebody money, you can write a smart ass comment. You can have fun with it and just say, "Hey, here's bear money," or here's whatever it is. Well, John Mateer, the quarterback for Oklahoma, is learning a valuable lesson when it comes to using Venmo, because if you don't shut your public display off, when you give money, it shows up in other people's feeds.
Yeah.
And you can have the jokes with your friends, but not everybody gets the joke. That's the problem. And John Mateer, who transferred from Washington State to play quarterback at OU, is finding out the hard way. When he was at Washington State, sent his buddies some money. And instead of saying what the money was actually for, he had a little inside joke. And in 2 posts on Venmo, one said, for sports gambling, and the other one said, for the USC-UCLA game. And so that set off some red flags. Some people took screenshots, put it out there, and said, John Mateer, quarterback for OU, is gambling. So OU is left scrambling, Mateer is left scrambling, and he comes out and says, hey, listen, I never in my life have gambled on college football. I don't gamble. What you saw there was an inside joke between friends. Oklahoma, doing its due diligence, decided to start looking into the matter before it reported it to the NCAA. Is not going to report it to the NCAA because they have found in their investigation there's not sufficient evidence to prove that John Mateer gambled on any sports. I want to take him at his word for it because I've been 18, 19, 20 years old and stupid, been there. And the way you and I have inside jokes, sometimes we do them on this show. We have inside jokes. And you and I are the only ones who get them, but we find them funny and a little bit sophomoric. But you have to be careful. You can have inside jokes, but gambling is not something you want to joke about, especially when you're a Division I athlete.
I don't know who's telling the truth. Whether or not he gambled on the USC UCLA game 3 years ago or not, I don't give a crap. I don't care. Maybe he's lying. Maybe he's lying and this was a sports bet and he just made a really stupid mistake, because people do make dumb mistakes. And he did it not realizing that people would see it later, or not really, it's an inside joke. Maybe it is. Maybe it was he owed his buddy $20 for beer or they had joked. I don't know. The fact that the NCAA has created this world where this is like, oh my God, we're going back through a kid's Venmo receipts and then posting that.
And these were fans, right, who happened to see it. So it wasn't like the NCAA went back and it was a fan who took a screenshot.
Yeah, but that's what I said. The NCAA has created a world where people go back and go through your Venmo receipts to do gotcha. Gotcha. Got him, guys. We got him. Who'd we get? His name's John Mateer. Who is he? He's the starting quarterback at Oklahoma. We got him. All right. The criminal enterprise of John Mateer is finally shut down. What did we get him for, guys? Looks like we can accuse him of two $20 bets. We're not even clear if it's two $20 bets because they both went to the same guy on the same day with the same little note. So maybe it was one bet. We're not sure. But we got him. Yeah. Hope he can't play football. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if the kid that transferred, that has played good enough to become the starting quarterback in Oklahoma, wouldn't that be great if we tripped him up? That's the world we live in. That's the world, and again, that's the world the NCAA has created. Isn't this great? Isn't this fun? We tripped him up at the goal line, guys. He was just about ready to start his dream season and maybe even become an NFL player and change his family's trajectory. But we got him. High five. Whap.
Isn't that kind of the culture we're in? And you bring up the NCAA. But let's use any high school recruit. Let's use Shane Gillis in SNL. When somebody went back like 5 years.
Good point. You're right. It's not the NCAA's fault. You're right. You're right. This is the thing we do for everybody, isn't it?
It is. Go back and look at their social media accounts. Yeah. And if you have time to go back like 4 or 5 years, you have way too much time on your hands, and you care way too much.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Travis. People do. People do. People have the time. People they've got the bills are paid somehow, so they're able to do this. Some people get paid to do it. I mean, TMZ gets clicks by finding skeletons in people's closets. It's one of the things that they built their reputation on. We got him, guys. Good deal.
Have you ever scrubbed your social media accounts?
Never. I do not want this because, man, pride comes before the fall, right? Something's out there that I don't know about, and that remember we've talked about the Overton window, how that what's allowable changes. We've seen it in the last several years. We've seen that window change. My posts, my entire life, I'm pretty much out there with a lot of stuff, and so at some point, something that I have posted is going to slide. The window is going to the window of shame is going to slide over the top of that post, and people are going to go, "Whoa, you posted this thing that one time?" I mean, I used to be into politics. I used to post some pretty political stuff. Didn't we have a directive one time? Was after Carson King thing went down? Didn't they tell us? Remember that they did. They even gave us they did.
Yes. Because I actually did it. I got this app that like would scrub
gave us a tool
of my Twitter account, and because what happened to Carson King was just dumb, and it shows you when you're one of your own, you'll protect them. If it's somebody else you don't know, you'll pile on, right? Because he got a lot of support locally, which I didn't have a problem with anything that he tweeted out, and I even forget what it was. But I remember I hit the panic button at that point, because iHeart put the fear of God in you, and you're like, yeah, if you have something bad, we don't want it to get out there. So I went back and deleted my history, and fell for it. Just on X. I don't even know if you can do that on Facebook.
Remember they gave us some sort of software tool that we could use to scrub our. I'm like, and you're like, I did it. I'm like, what did you have out there? You're like, I don't know, man. I post some weird stuff.
Because I think we've all gone through the X/Twitter stuff where you do it in the moment, you're fired up, you're passionate, and then you just realize and at that time it was hard to have a conversation at 180 characters. You're like, you really can't have constructive criticism or constructive conversation at 180 characters. Like everybody who's commenting on the that's saved for life. You go back and watch these. If you go back and you watch the Rush Radio Show on YouTube, you'll get all these comments. They don't disappear. They're attached to the show. So people can go back and watch and see what the comments are as they take place. And they pop up at the same time during the video. So be careful what you post over there, folks. Because they're not going anywhere. They're there. You can't go scrub those.
So that's the John Mateer, captain, or not captain, but quarterback of the Oklahoma football team. We don't know what the punishment's going to be yet, right? They've just launched an investigation.
They're not going to investigate it. Oklahoma said, hey, there's not enough sufficient. They looked at it, and Oklahoma said, we're not going to report this to the NCAA because there's not enough evidence to say that he actually gambled on sports. And Mateer said it's an inside joke. And I want to believe him, because we've all been there. We've all had inside jokes. We've done stupid stuff when you think, I'm going to send my buddy $20 and put some smart ass comment about it. Or am I trusting too many people in this situation?
Dude, again, I don't think it's important to pick a side. See what I'm saying there? Like, I don't think it's important to try to decide whether John Mateer actually gambled on a game or not. I really don't. I don't give a crap about that. If the kid did, again, this was 3 years ago in a game he wasn't playing in. I get that you don't want to have a guy gambling on an NCAA. I get that. Am I reading it right that it was two $20 transactions?
I believe that's what it was. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Now, if it would have been like a $2,000 transaction, that's when you go. That raises eyebrows, right? You're like, $2,000. That was really before, money became a big deal and you're at Washington State, which probably you're not getting that much money anyway. I sent $20 to my buddy, and I had a little fun with it. Said, hey, it's for the USC-UCLA game.
John Material will have to answer questions about this before getting drafted.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll have to answer questions about it yet this season.
Oh, yeah. But I mean,
through the end of the season.
But I mean, next year, or 9 months from now, he's going to have to sit in a room with a bunch of old dudes who put their glasses on and go, all right, John, we got some questions for you, if you don't mind here. Can you take us back to November 20th, 2022? Now, there are some things.
You did that very well. Have you had
I've
that
been in that
before?
meeting. I've had that meeting. Let me cross my legs and show you how important this process is to me. I've even worn a special color tie. If you didn't notice, I even did a special knot on it for today's meeting.
And
now,
to show you how really important it is, I put the pocket protector in the pocket, and I've got 4 pens in here.
I love
all
Cole
different
saying,
colors.
I love Cole saying, now, if you could start, John, by explaining to us what's Venmo.
How often do you use your Venmo account? Is that your only way of moving money around?
So that'll be fun for him. Nick points out something fun, too, that the reporter that found the old posts of Carson, people then went and found his old posts, and he ended up getting fired for his old posts, which some people call karma, right? And they're like, but I looked at that as like, you're doing the same thing. We don't want Carson King to be punished for the things that he said when he was a kid.
I forgot about that.
And then all of a sudden
the
it was like,
fired the reporter.
Yeah, but you know who we should punish for his comments when he was a kid is the kid that wrote the thing about the kid that wrote the thing. But again, black and white, man, you got to pick a side. I picked the side of Carson King. I love that guy. That's a fun dude. I hung out with him and his buddies one night, dude. One of the most random Friday, Saturday nights of my life downtown. I ran into Carson King and his group of buddies, and they were getting after it. And Carson had all that stuff had just kind of popped, and they were like, "Hey, man, do you want to hang out with us tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm by myself."
Do people know who he was, or did he have that celebrity status around him?
It was starting. It was absolutely starting. That was a fun night.
We should actually get him on because
I think he'd do that.
Iowa plays at Iowa State this year, and it was the ESPN College Football Game Day that launched his fame, should we say? I think what's impressed me more about Carson is how he's handled all this. He still goes to work every day, and he's able to keep that foundation going to where he still contributes to the Stead Children's Hospital in Iowa City, which is really cool. I mean, usually when you see something like this, you have that 15 minutes of fame. You're able to keep giving money on maybe a 1 or 2 year basis. But I think he's given money like every single year.
Yeah.
Which
should reach out to him. Yeah, he's a great guy to talk to. You're right. All that stuff, very humble. And by the way, this goes back to the Venmo thing. Wasn't it a Venmo me beer money?
It was. We should get him on the speaking circuit. He could actually put a really good presentation, like you go talk to groups and on just how that took off and how you handle it. Because you can make a business case out of it. You never know what's going to drive something, create I don't like the word viral. I always see these agencies, we'll make your videos go viral. Well, define viral to me. I mean, is there a certain number that makes it viral? Sounds like a disease. But if anybody handled that type of situation first class, it was Carson King.
Yeah. So,
again, coming up at 7 o'clock, Brooks Reynolds is going to be joining us from JR South Fork Ranch. Update from the fair. And I want to see how many elite experiences they've sold, Ross. I like how many bottles of
the high rollers. How many of the high rollers has he sold?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering about if his general feel, because I know they won't release the actual attendance number. I mean, the state fair has that number, and we'll continue to tabulate that. I don't think they release it as it goes. But I wonder if he has a feel for how it's been this year. When I've been down there, JR's has been an awesome time. Just a terrific party. Did see some people, I think I told you, at the high roller table a few times. So, nice.
Do you know the hottest team in baseball right now?
Brewers?
The Brewers are the hottest team in baseball. They've won 11 straight games. They have the best record in baseball. They have 75 wins. And only one other team in Major League Baseball has 70 wins. The Brewers have 75. They beat Pittsburgh last night 14-0, and they tore up Paul Skeens. I mean, they tore up Paul Skeens. Skeens only went 4 innings yesterday, gave up 6 hits, 2 home runs, and before they finally yanked him. Walked a couple, I think struck out 4. But the Brewers are red hot.
Dude, I did not know they were playing that well.
Yes.
Didn't know they'd won 11 straight. Didn't know they had the best record in baseball.
Best record in baseball.
Dude, by a ways, they have the best record in baseball.
Yes.
In baseball.
Because who is it? Is it Toronto has 70 wins?
Yeah. Yeah, the Blue Jays would be basically 2.5 games behind them right now in the MLB standings. Wow. Now, Travis, is this... All right, you said they beat up Skeens. Who in this 11 game run, have they played mostly teams in the Central? I'm looking through I'm looking at it right now. I mean, they've had their 11 games. They've actually, they beat the Pirates, Mets, Braves, and Washington Nationals. Got 2 of 3 from the Cubs before that. Swept the Dodgers back in July.
I mean, you throw the Phillies in there. You mentioned the Mets. I mean, the Mets are in second place, I believe, in the East.
Blown away by some of that, Travis. I knew that they were playing well. I'd seen some of that, but didn't know that it was it had gotten to this level. And honestly, my first instinct, not to bash on the Cubbies, but the Cubs are not playing good baseball right now.
And Cubs fans are upset about it.
And the Cardinal fans are upset with the position the Cardinals are in. Just on a big scale, a lot of Cardinal fans are wondering what the hell is going on with St. Louis. So my first instinct was like, well, of course they're winning, they're dominating. They're in a bad division, especially with the Cubs not playing well right now. That's not a good division. But beating up on the Mets. Braves aren't good. Nationals aren't good. 2 of sweeping the Dodgers. Interesting, man. Well, break up the Brewers.
And now we're getting to the time where you start paying we're in the middle of August, right? I mean, Yankees are 6.5 back. They've won 2 in a row, but you start paying attention now because you're running out of time to make up ground.
Yeah, I've always argued that I've always tried to explain that those first couple of weeks in May matter just as much as these last couple of weeks in August. But there's real truth to that thing of now it seems like it feels like it means more. You're watching each game and seeing how that's maneuvering you in this potential playoff run. You don't want to play your best baseball in August. So the chances
you don't want to play it in May and April like the Yankees did.
No, but you could. But the team that's playing their best baseball in August is never the team that wins the World Series. And I'm not saying the Brewers are, but you got to keep the train rolling.
Speaking of the World Series, Major League Baseball announced they're not going to do a flexed start for the World Series. It will officially start on October 24th now. There was some talk of, hey, if the divisional series or the ALNL championship gets over early, they can move it up a day, maybe 2 days. They've scrapped that idea. They're going to start on October 24th. That is a Friday. Here's something weird about this, Ross. It's the 5th straight year they've started the World Series on a Friday. And so starting I'm going to ask you this. Before this streak started, when was the last time the World Series started on a Friday?
No freaking clue.
1915. So the World Series never started on a Friday, and then now in its 5th consecutive year, they're going to start on a Friday. Not that it matters when it starts. I just thought that was kind of a weird thing.
That's just an oddity. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out the reason for that.
I don't think there was a reason. I think it's just cool. I think and now when you have 12 teams in the playoffs as opposed to what it used to be just 4 teams in the playoffs, right? I mean,
I just overthought it. Right? In my mind, I'm like, the guys got in a boardroom and decided they couldn't start the World Series on a Friday. It's bad for us, guys. Bad juju. Huh.
Bad television ratings.
It's one of those baseball oddities.
And I don't care what day the World Series starts on, because you're up against the National Football League. You're up against college football. It's just the time of year.
I honestly would say you're probably better off shooting for avoiding those things.
But you're never going to avoid it with a 7-game series. You're going to run into it.
But you can play your games around. You can have on Saturday play at night. You can have Sunday be a day, a travel day. So Friday, yeah. The high school football thing is something I often forget about. On Friday nights, a lot of people still enjoy high school football, and they spend their time. That's what they want to dedicate their falls on Friday to.
When's the last time you've been to a high school football game?
Well, dude, last year I went to some because Courtney's daughters were one was cheerleader and one performed in the band. So I would go and sit with her from time to time. But the last time I went to a high school football game to watch it, 20 years.
Yeah, it's just, once Owen was done playing high school football, I'm like, I'm not going to go to high school football games anymore. Just not interested in it. 515-517-2303. When we come back, Brooks Reynolds scheduled to join us from JR South Fork Ranch. He's hopping on right now, and he'll join us when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You've got enough on your plate, so when it's time to reset, grab a Fresca. Bold citrus, zero sugar, zero caffeine. Just clean, crisp refreshment that never goes out of style, whether it's post-work, post-gym, or just a break from the noise. Fresca's got your back. Pick up a Fresca at your local retailer today.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
At Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, we know that the only way to do business is the fair way. That means honest quotes, no surprises, and work that speaks for itself. From the first sketch to the final sweep, we keep you in the loop because communication builds trust, and trust builds beautiful spaces. Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, fair, skilled, thorough. Just the way it should be.
Brendan Santone, sales manager at Willis Cadillac, here with you in August, getting ready for back to school time and state fair. We have all kinds of great specials going on this month. Quite a few lease specials. EVs still have the EV tax credit through the end of September. I have quite a few to pick from. IQs, Optics, Lyrics, and the all-new Vistic as well. Stop out and see us over on 100th Street in Clive, or visit us online at williscadillac.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels. There's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Good to have you here. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com and the Rush Radio Android app or the TuneIn app, it's great to have you dialed in and listening in your car or wherever you're listening. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. Like this video, start leaving your comments, and, of course, follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. We just heard from Central City Liquors, and they still have the Knob Creek Cast Strength Single Barrel Select available. It's 126 proof, $59.99, and you can get the Rush Radio logoed. And maybe in some signed bottles down there, right?
No. In fact, that's why I'm shaking my head. I got got a text message from one of my buddies who delivers down there at Central City.
Yeah,
and the text said, "Dana is pissed at you. Dana is pissed at you," is what it said. And I'm like, "What'd we do?" And he I'm not even lying to you, dude. I don't even want to read it.
Well, hold that thought, because
here's what he said. The only bottles she can sell are the signed ones. She needs you guys to come down here and sign the rest.
Okay. Well, I can do that Saturday, maybe.
We'll stop by.
All right. Because we're going to be at the Iowa State Fair on Saturday, and we're going to be hanging with our good buddy Brooks Reynolds, who looks refreshed. He's wearing a sweatshirt. It looks like you've actually slept this fair, Brooks. It's good to have you this morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Doing good, buddy. So can you give us a general idea? And again, the fair apparently does release attendance numbers. Just your general feel of the fair. Has the attendance been good, average, below average? Weather affected you in a good or bad way?
Yeah, no, it's been a great fair so far. You know, the weather's been a little hot, a little wet, but yesterday was a great day. We're slightly over last year's pace. I mean, you know, last year was such an anomaly. The weather was perfect. We had, talking to other vendors, it was like we almost had another day of sales because it was just so perfect. But, Rascal Flatts brought in a good crowd last night. It's been good. We've sold a little bit of food here and refreshments at JR South Pork Ranch.
So, have you run out of Dom Perignon yet? We were wondering about the high rollers because you've got the high roller table. I think I asked you when I spent the night with you, hey, how many bottles of Dom did you buy? And you bought like 24, I think. How many bottles of Dom are left?
14.
Okay. So, because I've seen quite a few. I mean, I thought you honestly had more than that. So when you said 24, Travis, I was like, I feel like I've seen a good handful of people. I've seen a half dozen or so sitting at the high roller table in the time I've been at the fair. So that's cool. Very cool, man. I'm glad it's, and people are enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been happy if we sold one. I mean, it's it's kind of shock and awe and, kind of have something audacious and people are talking about it. And again, you got to do something weird and wonderful here at the Iowa State Fair, and that's what it's about, is to bring new flavors and different things that aren't normally available to, people that walk inside the hallowed gates of the Iowa State Fairgrounds.
Speaking of weird, you tipped me off. I didn't let it out of the bag, but you have a donkey walking around there now, right? So where did Pedro come from, and what are Pedro's duties?
Jillian Harrington, a friend of mine, she's just a great lady, and she does like private bartender catering. So if you have an event and you need like a nice bar set up, she goes and does that. Mobile bar, or I can't remember. It's like either Operate Bar or Mobile Bar. I can't remember the exact name, but we were just texting about some stuff, and she's like, "Hey, I have this mini donkey, and I bring it to weddings and stuff. What do you think about bringing it to the fair and like passing around drinks?" I'm like, and it just worked. I mean, our signature drink for the new our fair drink contest is called the Pink Pony Cooler. So we dressed Pedro up in a pink outfit and pink saddlebags and pink harness and pink rope and pink glitter in his hair, and added some Pink Pony Cooler from Barntown Brewing Company in there, and just it's a photo op. It's fun. It's something. I mean, how many times do you see a donkey walking around a bar passing out drinks?
Never. But if somebody were to say, Ross, would you say, if somebody were to say, hey, there's a donkey walking around a bar serving drinks, would you go, oh, that's Brooks's place?
Yeah, I'd go, you mean next to the bottles of Dom Perignon? Yeah, seen it.
We got something for everybody here at JR South Pork Ranch.
All right, a couple things. First of all, do you have to buy a ticket to get an egg? Because the donkey obviously doesn't just get into the fair. You didn't. It's not part of the exhibits. Did you have to buy a ticket to get that donkey into the fair, or do you have to pull some strings?
I got permission. I asked. I mean,
okay.
I don't want to get in trouble here at the Iowa State Fair, but yeah, no, we made basically was like, hey, can I do this? And sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no.
Brooks acts like he's never snuck some ass onto the fairgrounds before. Whatever, dude. I ask permission. I'm sure you do. All right, let's talk about Barntown for a second. Dude, the Pink Pony Cooler is not necessarily my flavor, but dude, that strawberry lemonade that they have, that sour beer, man, I haven't drank beer in a long time. I think I've had about 6 of those from you at the fairgrounds. They are fantastic. Pete just kills it, dude. He does such a good job with and I do notice it does seem like Barntown is at a lot of places at the fair. Pete is just,
I'm pretty mad about that. I wish I could just be the only one to sell Barntown, but no, Pete and I are old friends. We grew up together, and he was actually in last night. Kind of just took him around and showed him the whole thing, and his beers are crushing it. I mean, we've got 45 taps that are just designated to Barntown alone here at JR South Pork Ranch. So yeah, his beers are crushable. Cowgirl Cooler won Best New Drink last year. The Pink Pony, we're selling a ton of it. Got the pickle beer, and yeah, it's just the taps are flowing.
And the Rocket seems like it's been a big hit too. I mean, again, when I'm standing outside, I can hear your employees screaming about the Rocket. Seems like people are lined up for them.
Yeah, I haven't seen the numbers, but I think we sold upwards of 8,000 or so.
I think that's okay.
We're slightly behind the party ball pace of last year. We sold 22,000 orders of party balls, but it's fun. I mean, we have a person one of our chefs, is in the back basically grilling chicken pickle ranch rockets for 8 hours a day, just to keep up. But we know it's a lot of work.
You gonna have to get another shipment of lobster in from Maine?
I don't think so. I mean, we ordered about 10% more than last year, and we're right on pace of last year. Again, it's going to be hot this weekend. I think it's going to be in the early 90s, low 90s, whatever, early 90s. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how attendance goes. We got some great concerts that are coming up. Thursday night, tonight we've got Hairball in the grandstand. We've got Def Leppard Thursday, Hank Williams Saturday, T-Pain. T-Pain. My mind's got a bunch right now. And then we've got Tyler Richard and the High Bank Boys Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they bring a crowd. So yeah, it'll be a jam-packed week at JR Southport Ranch.
All right, Brooksy. I know you got a breakfast at 7:30. It's always good to catch up with you. We just wanted to kind of that midweek report to see how you were doing. And you look no different today than you did a week ago when we were live at JR Southport Ranch. You look rested.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. Hope to see you here on Saturday.
See you on Saturday. We'll see you, buddy.
I'll be there Saturday.
All righty.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
Brooks Reynolds joining us from JR Southport Ranch. Does he look awake? I think he looks okay.
Yeah, looks okay. Why?
How's it? Well, no, it's just that's a long time. I mean, what that does to you mentally to be down there, and I mean, it's. I mean, I know it's 2 weeks, but man, it can grind on you, right? Yeah. And doing well. How's Eli doing? Has he been
loving it? Yeah, he loves it down there. Loves the people he works with, works for. He told me he's like, yeah, one of the things that one of the things they told us, because again, there's like. I mean, Brooks could have told us. I don't know how many ranch hands he has, how many employees he's got down there. It's like 60, right? And like one of the things they told him in training is
140 employees.
140 employees. Okay.
140 employees.
So that's to make even more sense then. So they tell the employees at the training, at some point in the fair, someone is going to come up to you and say, "Hey, where's Brooks? I know Brooks. Where is Brooks?" You just have to say you just missed him.
So I'm going to do that on Saturday. I'm going to go up to some unassuming 15, 16-year-old kid and go, "Hey, I'm a good friend of Brooks.
I'm friends with Brooks. Where's he at? Oh, he was just here."
I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that on Saturday. It's hard to believe, Ross, as we start wrapping up the fair, a week from tomorrow, Iowa State gets on a plane to fly to Ireland. Can you? I mean, we're down to crunch time for Iowa State.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not in like disbelief about this. The timing of this is not sneaking up on me anymore. After I feel like media days, that's the thing where I'm like, dude, it ain't football season yet. It ain't, and now it's the fair, and so now the summer's over. Fair has started. Football is next. Sure. A week until and it does, and I'm reminded that this game is, it's kind of a kickoff to the season,
And I think that's where it sneaks up on me because, it's the 23rd. It's that I don't think there's another game that week. So when you're that very first game, that's where it sneaks up on me. But they just start to realize what Iowa State has got to go through. This is not a normal week. The good thing is they've had plenty of time to plan for this. Fans have had time to plan for it, but you're still talking about, getting ready. Your normal game weeks, starts on Monday. You get up to the walkthrough on Friday. Here, how much work takes place during the week, how much then you travel on a Thursday. You have that travel time difference. I think it's a 6-hour difference. Light practice on Friday, play on Saturday, and then come home Sunday. So it's just that alteration of what a normal routine is. Now, luckily, it's the first game of the season, so you've had plenty of time to play for it or prepare for it. But yeah, it's in a week or a week from tomorrow, off and running. I wonder how many fans are like leaving this weekend, right? Because the team is not making it a vacation of it. They fly Thursday, practice Friday, play Saturday, come home Sunday. I mean, it is 3 nights in Ireland and you're back.
And I'll be honest, Trev, I didn't look into any of those like travel packages that were available. I don't know. Does Chris have one?
I think Chris is
they
going.
Put one together. I don't know what those look like. Maybe somebody that's listening is going and is a part of one of those. That'd be interesting to know. I would imagine they put together a lot more of a vacation style itinerary.
I mean, I hope so because if you're because a lot of people are going to Europe for the first time. I saw Brett Bloom. John Walters, I was with on Saturday night, goes, "This is my first time to Europe," and I go, "That's too bad," because he's going with the team, and it's literally.
Oh, he's going to be on the business trip side of it.
He's on the business trip side of it.
Listen, you still get to experience Ireland, 100%. and he'll get to see an aspect of it that nobody else gets to, as you know. There's a little bit of a a velvet rope thing, and that's probably the wrong way to say it. John would roll his eyes if he heard that, but you know what I'm saying. He'll get different views of Dublin than anybody else. He and Eric will, but he won't get to experience that family freedom thing. Man, I don't hope they get to a little bit.
Like when you go to Ireland, how long are you going to be gone?
We're going to be there for like 5 days, something like that.
And that's a good trip. I mean, you can get a lot done over there.
We need to talk about that because I think there's one show I'm going to miss.
Oh, that's fine.
I think there's one show that I'm going to be on a plane during one of them. So, but other than that, looking good. And Trav might be headed back up to the island for a weekend of fishing.
Really?
Yes. This is going to work out perfect. Iowa plays Maryland. Oh, I'm sorry, UMass, not Maryland. Iowa plays UMass on September 13th at 6:30. It's a night game. Okay.
Yep.
I could get up to the island on Friday after the show, fish Saturday, be on the air with you Saturday night after the game. I mean, be done fishing at 4, have dinner, watch the game in the lodge, do sound off with you, wake up Sunday and fish. And then wake up Monday, do the show, and drive home Monday after the show.
I'm just curious, is that worth a 12-hour drive?
Yeah, because yes, I will leave it at that. Yeah. Go up and hang out on the island and spend a couple of, and Courtney go with me and spend just a couple of days. And so the guy who runs the island, Gary, my buddy up there, who's been on with us, when we were talking the other day, he's like, hey, I'm actually, he's the one who suggested. He reached out. He's like, you got to get back up here. I'm out of Brookwood Farms brats. I need more brats. I need more bone and chop.
Brats. You give me 3 nights to stay.
2 nights. Well, yeah,
2
nights. 3 nights to stay, 2 nights of fishing. So anyway.
An even switch. And I'm not tipping this time. Your guys are just going to take you. Here's the deal. It's just, here's what it is.
So that's the fun. That's where the schedule opens up for me and allows me to do that. But yeah. And then Ireland, we're going there in October. So not for the game, just kind of doing that on our own to hang out with my buddy Patrick that I met on the Camino.
Back to Iowa State. Ross, do you remember what Iowa State was against the run last year nationally?
No clue.
Throw a number out there where you thought Iowa State was against the run last year in the
100.
NCAA. 109.
Okay.
So, and taking on a team like Kansas State is not. If you look at where Iowa State needs to improve defensively overall, they were 51st in the nation. Against the run, had a hard time stopping the run. We watched it a lot. Kansas State going to be a Avery Johnson, their quarterback, a good dual threat kid. Ran for over 600 yards. The running back room is pretty deep. And so if Iowa State is going to win in Ireland, it's going to have to stop Kansas State's run. And that may be why Kansas State is favored going into this game. Yesterday, John Haycock talked about Kansas State and taking on the Wildcats as they get ready for this game in Ireland.
I think in the first game, complete unknowns, to be honest. The quarterbacks, Heisman Trophy candidate, the tailback's incredible, wideout's incredible. They do a great job with their O-line. They do what they do, physical all the time. So, you're going to understand all that, and yet you're going to have to play the defense that you know best, and that's what we're still trying to work on a little bit.
That's the hard part about these first games of the season. You can prognosticate all you want. You and I have always kind of fallen in. We can wish and say we want this to happen, but until you actually watch somebody play, you don't know what to expect.
You're right, Travis. Absolutely, these first couple weeks are that way. Do you think that Iowa State fans are getting as comfortable? Because I think they should be. I think they should be getting as comfortable with how their defense is going to perform. Now, I love the way that you lay things out in a conversation. They did struggle last year against the run, but I feel like most Cyclone fans believe in their defense.
I would agree with you, and they believe in John.
They believe in John. They believe in Coach Campbell. They think that they've got the right system, and a lot like Hawkeye fans, where Hawkeye fans now, they've got 25 years of it, where they can 20 years of it of going, defense is going to be solid. Throw anybody back there. Jackson, Johnson, who cares? If he's wearing, if Ferentz believes in him and a Parker believes in him, that's the guy that's going to get the job done. And I feel like Cyclone fans, that they've done a good enough job over these last 5 years of building that confidence of saying, all right, yeah, Kansas State's going to throw some weird stuff at us. We've got there's no gimmicks to our defense.
We are who we are.
We are who we are.
At the end of the day, you can go in there.
You can throw what you want at us. We're going to come right back at you.
515-517-2303. Let's go to John. John, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You going over to Ireland?
Yeah, we are heading out next Wednesday. So that's when we're taking off. But we got quite a few friends that are actually leaving this weekend.
Okay.
So really? It depends on if you want to, have your fun before the game or have fun after the game. So hopefully ISU win makes the trip a lot more fun.
Okay, John. So take us through this. Did you buy a pre-purchase package through like Chris Williams and his group? And what are you leave Wednesday. When do you actually come back?
Yeah. We actually come back on that Friday, get back Friday evening before USD, and then we're heading straight up to Ames to the RV lot. So you're going to have 14 full days of ISU football.
That's awesome.
Holy cow. John, that's fantastic. Now, John, was that a package that you purchased like Travis asked, or was that something that you guys just did on your own?
Yeah, we purchased a package through the Iowa State Athletic Association or Athletic Department that got us the ticket. Our welcome party is Thursday at Guinness Storehouse.
Been there.
So I believe that's Thursday night. There's going to be thousands of Iowa State fans there. The funny story was my wife and I were supposed to go to Ireland in April of 2020.
COVID
kind of screwed that up. So,
very cool,
we decided,
though.
Well, we'll go for our 10-year anniversary in 25. And I said, oh, by the way, sweetheart, there's a football game that year. You want to go to that? So it's working out great.
So, John, just how much you spending on this? You about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand in?
I think it was about 8 total.
That's not bad.
What we did is we have places to stay each night, but we're renting a vehicle and going where we want to go throughout the day.
Yeah.
Have you ever driven on the other side of the road?
Hey, I like my Guinness. You're driving.
Have you ever?
But I'm probably not doing it over in Ireland either, because I told my wife she's doing the driving.
It's actually pretty easy. I did it a couple years ago, and when you get in, there's signs in the rent a cars like, "Hey, don't forget."
But were you listening to what he said there, Travis? He likes his Guinness. He's going to be drinking. The wife can do it. I think you're being safe here, John. And by the way, you've spent the money for the trip. Enjoy the damn thing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and Travis, I've known you for years. I'm from Portsmouth, so Tri-Center's just down the road. So
I was married in Portsmouth. I was married in Portsmouth, John.
John, don't let the guy shame you that makes his wife do all the yard work, okay?
I do the yard work.
Oh.
I do. I mow the yard.
It also says that we're also used to driving on the left side of the road occasionally.
Yeah. On gravel.
Yeah. Gravel, get right in the middle and just pray as you go over the top of the hills.
All right, John. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You bet. You guys have a great day.
And fun trip, John. That's awesome. Keep us up to date, man. Call us anytime. We'd love to hear about it.
So what it sounds like with his package, he didn't get into it deep, but what I think he did is buy like the parties and the tickets from the Iowa State, and then probably did his travel on his own.
That's what it sounded like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is probably the better way to do it if you want to extend your time. Now, some people like a travel group and if you've ever been to a European city, because I don't think they do it in the States. Ross, you probably saw this when you're walking around Lisbon or Porto or you get the person with the little flag.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like follow the leader.
The tour guide. Yeah.
That's hell to me. I'm like, no, I need to be on my own.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hell, you leave Wednesday, don't get back to the following Friday.
Gosh.
That's perfect.
It doesn't get back till the Friday before. So, Travis, he's gone for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be there for 2 weeks. That's perfect. You see the whole island.
Oh, you can go up to the UK. You can go to Belfast. You're like, okay, look, don't forget, you can be in Ireland and leave a country because, you got Northern Ireland.
That's
which
right.
is part of the UK.
Listen to the Cranberries.
Oh, I'm a Cranberries fan. Are you
I'm
a Cranberries fan?
I don't know how you can't be a Cranberries fan.
With you on that. More from John Haycock and also Taylor Mauser when we come back. Talk about, have they identified starters on defense? They only have 5 starters coming back. And then kind of the pressure that Rocco Becht is under as well as Iowa State starts marching towards that season kickoff against Kansas State. And a lot more when we come back on the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Summer break is winding down and school is starting. Done on the drop-off line this year with a new Chevy from Willis Chevy. For the month of August, you get 0% financing on select TurboMax, Silverado 1500 trucks. And if an SUV is more your speed, you can take advantage of $299-month lease on the incredible 2025 Chevy Equinox. Get your back-to-school shopping done right at Willis Chevy in Granger, just 15 miles north of the metro. Stop into our showroom or visit us online at willischevy.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make. Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hey, it's Marion with Willis Volvo Cars. With all those miles you put on your car over the summer and any last-minute road trips you have before school starts, your car might be ready for maintenance. Come on down to get an alignment for $179.95 and $25 off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show. Happy Wednesday. Glad you're hanging out with us at therushradio.com. Ross, I go back to last Friday when we stopped by Central City Liquors to sign those bottles of, and if you know Ross, if you know me, it's kind of, we're like, do we really want to sign these? It's like, do people really want a signed bottle? And I looked at you and go, do we sign them all? And you're like, no, nobody's going to want to sign. Let's just do like 11 or 12 bottles.
Sorry.
I never.
Rocco Becht.
Rocco Becht.
I'd rather talk about anything but me.
See, that's how humble you are.
No, it's not that. My humility is my best trait.
I would agree with that. It's not your best trait. It's a strong. I do admire you about it. You're a lot more humble than I am.
But the joke there is I'm trying to be humble. You know what I'm saying? Like that people say my best trait is my humility, and sometimes outside of my great looks.
Well, look at Ethan. Ethan, a regular listener to the show. We walk into Central City Liquors, and he was like waiting for us just to sign the bottles.
Ethan's one of our good ones, man. One of our great. We got a lot of great ones. We saw.
And the dad was like, "Dude, we've had a guy up there just hanging around for 36 hours. Where are you guys been?
Why'd I have to kick all your listeners out of my show or out of my store?" Anyway, Rocco Becht. What do you think?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I think what you have with Rocco Becht now is major expectations, right? I mean, the guy is just
fair.
I mean, he's established. You're right where you go from Brock Purdy and you're like, okay, what are we going to get in Rocco Becht? And you're like, oh, this guy's pretty good. And he continues, and he's such a gamer, and he delivers. But as you raise those expectations, it doesn't stop. I mean, I don't want to use the word savior, but it is one of those things where the expectation it just keeps growing for him.
Yeah, Travis, you're nailing it there. So here's what I've seen, though, with a lot of Cyclone fans, my friends that are Cyclone fans. Expectations for Rocco Becht are high, and they've seen it. The proof has been in the pudding, right? They've seen a guy that can get loose, a guy that can make plays in the air and his feet, can make big throws, can keep plays alive. But Cyclone fans are also aware that you've got two Sunday guys that he was throwing to the last couple of years.
And Nolan Higgins.
Two dudes that are going to be could be starting for the Houston Texans this year, were the guys that he was throwing to when he was playing against Big 12 competition last year. So I feel like that filter changes that perspective. Doesn't change the narrative of we know we've got this dynamic playmaker. Our offense is going to be good because we've got a quarterback we believe in, and we know that the running game is going to be solid, and you got a pretty deep running back room. Who's going to be
might be running back by committee.
But the receivers are a question mark, and I feel like Cyclone fans are at least what's the word I'm looking for here? Realistic in that, right? That hey, we got a great quarterback. Receivers have to prove themselves.
Well, let's start with the receivers. This is Taylor Mauser yesterday talking about the what position group has impressed him the most during fall camp, and it was the receiving corps.
That room is one of the stronger rooms that we've had, I think, since I've been here with Coach Campbell. We've had some really good guys here, but what Coach Pauly does with those guys in that receiver room, it's really special. So I think just the flexibility that room gives us to be able to play and 10 personnel open stuff has been really nice. So I think those wideouts and they've done really well.
That should does that ease your concern at all that he says that, or is that just preseason speak?
A little bit. I mean, that's better than hearing, man, we're really struggling. We have guys out there that they don't know which direction's north. That'd be more concerning than this is the most impressive group of guys we have. Again, that maybe raises some of those expectations from the fans, and you hear that stuff and you go, all right. And now if you go out and you don't perform, now they're disappointed. But where am I at with it? And I think where most fans are, you got to prove it.
100%.
That absolutely can be coach speak. It's what a coach should do is build his guys up and say, yeah, I believe in them. Especially if you're telling them that. If you're telling them you're happy with their performance in practice, then you got to go out in public and say it.
Now, if you watched the whole press conference yesterday, I will say this. When they asked him that question, he did not hesitate and went right to the wide receiver. Usually, if there's a little like, hey, let me think about that. He went right to the wide receiving core room which I think when there was no drop off, no hesitation, that there's probably a little bit of truth to it. But again, practicing and playing in a game are two different things, and making the plays. Let's go back to Rocco Becht now. This is Taylor talking about Rocco Becht and handling the immense amount of pressure he's under as the starting quarterback.
For us, I want to see that guy have fun and play confident and play loose, and I think that's when he's at the best version of himself, because he's one of the most fun people to be around. He's so competitive. He wants to win so bad, and how can we let that guy have fun and not try to be perfect all the time? And he doesn't have to be for us to be successful here. He could go be, the best version of himself, and we'll be fine on offense.
Well, the best version of himself is perfect all the time, right? I think what he wanted to say, if he can just go out and – I like what he said. He doesn't have to be perfect all the time, because sometimes we demand perfection out of quarterbacks. I think when we talk about the Hawkeyes the last couple of years, we didn't demand perfection. We demanded mediocrity sometimes out of an Iowa quarterback.
I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. Demand perfection. You don't want your quarterback to throw interceptions. You don't want your quarterback to turn the ball over. And when a quarterback does that, people are going to be upset about it. But I don't think people demand 25 for 25 for 400. People don't demand that.
No, but
people want their quarterback to play well. And again, it's an expectation thing. What were Hawkeye fans' expectations for their quarterbacks last year? When Deacon Hill was ducking under center, Hawkeye fans were like, we get 100 passing yards today. That's going to be good, right?
If you throw a screen pass to Caleb Johnson.
So I don't, that to me, that line is coach speak. This thing of people demand perfection. What does that, who?
I think what he means, what do you mean if I'm reading between the lines, it's kind of what you said. Demand, or, we don't need him to be perfect. I think that means, hey, we know he's going to throw a pick.
Travis, what we want, and this is what I would say to coach, what fans want from Brock or from Rocco Becht is the same thing they wanted from Brock Purdy. It's the same thing that Hawkeye fans wanted from every quarterback they've ever had. It's the same thing every football team wants, or every football fan wants. Meet the expectation. Meet the expectation. We just talked about it. Rocco Becht has raised that expectation. People are expecting him to be a playmaker, keep things alive. If you have a stat in line, what do you think the expectation is when you come out of the game in Dublin? 280 yards, 2 touchdowns?
I don't know if I put it.
Win the game?
Win the game.
Okay, I'm fair with that.
Make the play.
right. There you go. You nailed it. Make some plays, win the game.
Yeah.
That's it.
And at the end of the day, because we talk about turnover margin a lot, don't turn the ball over. To me, if you don't turn the ball over and you orchestrate drives and even long sustained drives, that's what I like to see.
Yeah. Man, I think that John might be playing with fire. I think the right way to do this, like our buddy John Walling, John has been in Ireland. I should reach out to Walling, see if he'd come on and join, because he's in Ireland
already.
He's been in Ireland for a while. He decided to do the entire trip and end the trip with the game. This John is kind of doing the other thing. He's starting the trip with the game and then spending a couple weeks in Ireland. But he hinted at it. Did you hear him say, I hope the Cyclones win so it doesn't ruin my trip?
I wouldn't let a win or loss ruin your trip.
It'll impact it. It'll impact.
Either way. Impact it?
Yeah. Either way.
I guess it depends on your level of emotional investment. Ooh. And I guess if you're spending money to go, you're pretty emotionally invested to go watch the Cyclones play in Ireland.
And it depends on how.
That's fair.
It depends on how. Dude, listen, going to the Rose Bowl, watching Stanford just curb stomp the Hawks, miserable experience for almost everybody that went out there. Miserable. Why?
Now, hopefully, by like 3 days after the game, you've let it go, and you're in Galway, going, "Oh, I'm in Galway."
Yeah, right. Yeah, St. Dublin's Gate, is that what it's called? The brewery for Guinness.
I don't think it's St. Dublin. I don't.
Oh, okay.
But it is a gate.
Yeah. Whatever the gate is. You're drunk at the Guinness Brewery.
Yeah. You go, oh, I've got a Guinness right out of the Guinness tap. Life's pretty good.
One thing we haven't talked about with the Cyclones that I guess, again, maybe it's a wait until we're a couple weeks in to see how it's doing. We haven't talked at all about the offensive line. St. James Gate. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate that. We haven't talked at all about the offensive line. It is an experience. I mean, you've got some veteran dudes. I think it's 3 seniors and 2 juniors when you look at the depth chart there's and some of them are transfers too. So even 5th year dudes. That's going to be that's the most important piece of this puzzle, right? Because I mean, even folks were saying, listen, you got 2 different quarterbacks. If Rocco Beck's running for his life, he can't be the guy that can meet those expectations. But if you've got a decent offensive line protecting him, and do you fall into that category with the wide receivers? Like with me for the offensive line, it's gonna have to see it.
I 100%, because Kansas State kind of falls into that too. Kansas State has traditionally had a pretty strong offensive line. This year they start with the fewest amount of snaps of starts that they've had in a number of years.
Okay,
right. So we talk about Kansas State's ability to run the football and do that. They've got a deep running back room. Avery Johnson's you heard Coach Heacock say he's a Heisman Trophy candidate. I don't know if I'd go that far yet, but it would. Yeah, I mean, at this point, everybody's a candidate.
Right. I was going to say, aren't they all right now?
I'd laugh, and I know why they do it. But if you go to Cyclones.com, you go to HawkeyeSports.com, it's like, hey, Lombardi list. You know, they're all these. I mean, if you're not on a list to start the season, I think they just put everybody on a list. You know, both the Iowa and Iowa State Senators are on the Remington list. Well, of course. You take every Power 4 football team and say, who are the starters? You're on a list. So I guess if there was a Heisman list, I guess everybody's on the Heisman list. But I'm with you, Ross. Almost every single position. Rocco Beck, we know what we're going to get. And if he fails to meet those expectations, you go, what's wrong? Because he's a proven commodity over a couple seasons.
And as you said, high expectations that he has to meet for us not to go, whoa, what's wrong?
But when it comes to those other positions, 100%, you've got to prove it. I don't know if we have to go a couple weeks with Iowa State. You know, if they were playing, you know, Mount Marty to start the season, you'd go, okay, well, we need to see. But you're starting off against Kansas State, a team that
you're going to get a metric right away.
You get a metric right away against the caliber of what you're going against.
Yeah. So you are gonna know. That's true, Travis. And looking at the schedule, South Dakota then on the 30th and Iowa right after that. You get Arkansas State.
South Dakota's not going to be a pushover by any means. You should win that game, but you're talking one of the better teams in the Valley.
Yeah.
Not an easy schedule. Got one more to play. This is Coach Heacock talking about the defense. And, of course, 5 starters coming back. So there's a lot of unproven commodities, should we say, on the defensive side. Linebacker should be pretty well taken care of. But he hasn't, according to Coach, hasn't really decided on his starting 11.
I think I'd be remiss if I said that I knew who the starting 11 were. I got a handle on a couple guys for sure. But I think there's great battles at D-line. You know, the linebacker corps got a lot of experience. Those guys are getting reps. They're all going with the ones. They're going with the twos. You know, good days. And that group doesn't have a lot of bad days, but good days and a little bit average, and all of a sudden somebody's in front of you and that kind of thing. And then the back end is a lot of young guys trying to sort it all out. And, you know, I think they're growing as well. You know, got into some 2-minute stuff today and some different packages and some of that kind of thing. So we're still a work in progress. And, I mean, it's still Tuesday, and we've got to figure out here by the end of the week, and then we'll start getting all those guys the 1 reps.
He just looks like a coach. I didn't get that hoodie on, get the hat on, get the pen right there on the chest.
The calm demeanor right now, like you can still waters run deep type of attitude. Yeah, dude. That when you talk with secondary is something we hadn't talked about either, and I'm glad that he mentioned that because I hadn't thought about that. He says that's a lot of young dudes trying to sort it out. There's only two even cornerbacks and safeties. I think there's 2 seniors in that group, right? You've got Cooper, Jeremiah Cooper. Who else? Is there another senior in that group of? I thought there was one more. Maybe not. Maybe that was it. He's the only senior in that group. Local kid Jamison Patton is one of the safeties. He's listed as the starting free safety right now. So that might be an issue too. You do have a lot of sophomores and juniors that are going to be fighting for. Maybe that's a good thing. Fighting for those positions, like he talked about. You're going to get the best out of those guys.
Of course, we're going to be talking a lot about the Cyclones for the next week and a half as they get ready for Kansas State. We'll talk about Kansas State as well. But it's crunch time. It is crunch time. Again, a week from tomorrow, Iowa State leaves for Ireland, and the game a week from Saturday, the 23rd. So get ready for some Cyclone talk over the next week and a half. Ross, we talk about streaming on here a lot and where you purchase. Of course, ESPN and Fox 1 getting ready to launch their streaming services, I believe, next week. You remember, it kind of fell through. It kind of flopped, or it did flop. Remember when Fox and ESPN were going to combine and like have this one entity? Well, that never went through. So ESPN is going to launch for $30 a month. Fox 1 is going to launch for $20 a month. They announced yesterday they're going to do a combined package where you can bundle them together for a total of $40 a month. So it'd be a $10 savings. This is where I have to start doing, budgeting math. I'm a YouTube TV guy. All right. So I'm a YouTube TV guy. I pay $83 a month for YouTube TV. That's a lot. Yeah. If you bundle, and I believe you're a Hulu guy, right? You have the Hulu. If I bundled ESPN, which comes with ESPN Plus, by the way, with Fox One, with Paramount Plus, with Peacock, and with HBO Max with the sports package, I would only be paying $76 a month for all those services. YouTube TV is $83 a month. Do I get rid of the YouTube TV? The answer is I can't, because my wife wants to watch CBS Sunday Morning. So she's like, we have YouTube TV for one basically network show. It's like, I got to watch CBS Sunday Morning. She records it, gets up, watches it. That's what she does. So I already have Paramount. I already have Peacock. I pirate HBO. And YouTube has Fox, and it has the ESPN games I want. Money, 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 money. They just want our money.
Can't you get CBS a couple different ways, dude?
I can't record it. So the YouTube...
Tugger nuts!
I got your TiVo.
We're gonna have to bust out the TiVo for you.
So the answer to your question is yes. I could plug in a high definition antenna, but then my wife would have to
get up to record it. All right.
Yeah, she wants to record it.
All right.
And she likes to record it so she can go through the commercials. I'm one of the few people who go, "Can we watch the commercials?" She goes, "Why do you want to watch commercials?" I go, being in our business, I understand the importance of commercials, so therefore I'm like, just go ahead and let them play. I don't mind fast forwarding through.
Okay, Justin says Paramount is CBS. You can watch the CBS morning show on Paramount Plus.
Oh, I did not know that they put that on there. If that's the case, if CBS Sunday Morning is on Paramount Plus, I might be dropping the YouTube TV. Because the whole reason I got YouTube TV to start with was the family plan. They're like, you can have 5 people on your account. Well, until they move out of your market or even out of your house, you can't share it with your family members.
Then yeah, cut the ties. Why do you have loyalty to this? What?
Habit. I'm a creature of habit.
Listen, here's what it is, I think, also. I do think that there is this thing that we do with brand loyalty, where when you pick something, You go, I was right. I picked the winner. I picked the one that everybody, dude, I'm doing that right now. I'm going through last night, my streaming services that I have, trying to find something to watch to kind of fall asleep to. And I, you know what I end up doing? I end up going to YouTube, not YouTube TV.
Just regular YouTube?
Regular YouTube, and watching some lecture or video or something like that to fall asleep to. What am I paying for? And why do I pay for Hulu? Because I need to watch live sports. I swear to God. Why do I pay for Hulu? For Hawkeye football.
Okay, let me ask you this. As part of your Hulu package includes Disney Plus. And I asked that because you have Audrey that wants probably Disney Plus.
Yes. So now they've got, because now I've got all of the ESPN stuff. So I've always got there's always something to watch on with my sports. But even like Netflix, do I just have Netflix because it's the thing to have? I tried to watch Happy Gilmore 2. I've tried about 4 times to watch it. I've made it 15 minutes into it. And it's not that I don't like, it's not that it's been like, oh, this is so awful. It just hasn't grabbed me at all. And I've ended up falling asleep or getting busy doing other stuff.
Well, and what I think frustrates Anjanette when it comes to me and Netflix is that I end up watching just shows I've already watched again on Netflix. Like I just finished Peaky Blinders for the 2nd time. Yeah. I'm on the Queen's Gambit for like the 5th time. And she's like, this is all you watch is repeats. You've watched it already. I go, I like it. I pick up something new, but it's not like I'm using it for new programming. It's like, oh, it's safe. I'm like, okay.
People told me this was going to be the unintended consequence. I had a lot of people when I was screaming about cutting the cord, getting rid of your satellite TV, saving money, going to internet TV. People were like, hey, this is a great idea for now. Then you realize once everybody owns all their own stuff, it's going to get a lot more expensive to do this a la carte, right? That happened. It took 10 years, but it's happened.
Because I think everybody saw and we learned this. Monthly subscriptions are great, right? On certain things. We were hanging out at Willis last week, and they brought up a monthly subscription for a car.
That was an idea that was happening for a while around the country.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? A monthly subscription for a car? They're like, yeah, you pay $1,000 a month.
I want to be careful here. This does not exist in Des Moines. This isn't something you can do, but this was an idea that was floated around and was growing in steam for a bit.
And then I'm sure dealers went, but I mean, pay $1,000 a month and you can come in every month and get a new car and it covers your insurance, covers everything. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm sure it's great for a consumer. You're like, oh, I'm going to get a new car every month. But if you're a dealer and you got somebody who smokes, you got somebody who doesn't take care of a car very well, it's part of my subscription. Sorry. I'm covered by insurance.
And you got 1,000 people that show up in June and say, all right, I'd like a convertible. And then those same 1,000 people show up in December and go, I need a 4-wheeler. I need something with 4-wheel drive. Can I get that? Can I get that Lexus over there? So anyway.
Yeah, but when Jason was telling us about that, I was like, what? What are you talking? Because they had an intern that did a presentation on why you should go to a subscription-based model. And I'm like, I don't want to subscribe to a car. I may lease a car. I've done a lease once in my life, but that's at least like 2 or 3 years, not a monthly deal.
Did you can we rabbit hole for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you seen the latest Shohei Ohtani legal battle that's about to ensue?
Oh, Shohei Ohtani's in a legal battle again?
Shohei Ohtani and his agent are accused of sabotaging a $240 million Hawaii real estate project. They were brought in. Ohtani was brought in as basically a celebrity spokesperson for this project. He was given a little bit of equity in the project. Part of the deal was that he was going to buy one of these homes. Each one of these properties is a $17 million property. He was going to buy
million.
He was going to buy one of the $17 million properties and then become basically the sales. They wanted to make this a resort for Japanese businessmen, like a retirement village type of thing. He was going to build batting facilities and training facilities there and dedicate a lot of his time to not only bringing people to this real estate development, but then after his playing days, kind of be there and make it some sort of facility. The developer and the real estate agent that started this project and that brought Shohei Ohtani and his agent on board are now claiming that those two have sabotaged the deal, that they basically worked back channels to maneuver the two people that started the project out of the deal. Shohei Ohtani has backed out of all of his previous... Again, these are all the accusations. That Shohei Ohtani has backed out of all of his previous commitments to the project, and that they have essentially torpedoed this deal in a power play for more of the money. So now a lawsuit is happening where the real estate agent who was waiting on commissions on $17 million properties, and the developer...
Have they already started building the properties? Because a lot of time developers won't start building until they have a number of condos or houses or townhouses sold, right? They'll like, okay, we'll start construction once we hit a 50% occupancy rate or something like that.
Trav, I don't know. I know that this project has been in the works for 11 years. So I'm assuming that they had something done here. This says that Ohtani was brought in as the celebrity spokesperson for the project, had committed to purchasing one of the 14 residences within the project. He also intended to spend significant time at the Vista in the offseason and to construct a small hitting and pitching facility for preseason training. The lawsuit says that the developer spent 11 years working on the deal and as part of the bold marketing strategy signed an endorsement deal in 2023 with Ohtani as their high-profile endorsement. This partnership with Ohtani would elevate the demand and create buzz within the Japanese luxury vacation market, which is a primary target audience for the project. This, all the way, by the way, is all from the apnews.com. So it isn't some, random website. So we'll see what happens with this, but
the lesson here is be careful when you do business with Shohei Ohtani.
No, Major League Baseball looked into that, Trav. Remember that was all his interpreter.
Yeah, that's right.
It was all his good buddy. Yeah. Shohei Ohtani. You mean the good guy?
If you missed any part of the show, it's going to be on replay on YouTube. You can go to therushradio.com, find the podcast version of it right there. We're going to be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Bruno going to be joining us. Tell us what's going on at the Full Court Press establishments. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
It's Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on therushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. It's August, and while most of Iowa has shifted their attention to corn dogs and butter cows, us here at Mini of Des Moines are still focused on making sure your Mini is running properly and well-maintained. Please give us a call or schedule your appointment online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape?
Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.